Welcome, Jan Piebird.
Thanks,
Did
Dave.
I pronounce that right? Jan?
Yeah, Jan. Yeah, you can put any vowel in there. That's cool. Yeah.
Why are you here?
Well, I'm here because it's a great honor to sit in this chair, Dave.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I know why I invited you. I'm just surprised that you accepted the invitation.
A fun road to navigate then.
Yeah, it should be fun. Well, you were here just a few weeks ago at the health unit's food security meeting, right?
Right, yeah.
And that was about the... they were talking specifically about allowing a bylaw that possibly would allow people to raise chickens in their backyard, and you were given a different sort of presentation.
Yeah, so we were talking about some of the harms that may come from that. Obviously, like I loved chicken friends, and they're so beautiful, but if we're inviting them into our circle, into our community, in a backyard setting, explicitly for their eggs, then we have to be honest with some of the other elements of the conversation that we may tend to overlook. We, told them we're going to come and participate in that conversation. And after a bit of perhaps nervousness on their end, they gave us a couple minutes at the beginning to really address the crowd.
So I was there. It was good presentation. Tell me about what you were saying.
Yeah, well, we run a farm sanctuary, so we interface for animal liberation. And so we, give a happy home to animal friends and uplift them and celebrate their personhood and advocate on their behalf. So really, we worked our way into that conversation coming from, the issues of abandonment that are going to come up and, specifically in roosters and stuff, because their bylaw would just be for hens. So really try to focus the conversation on perhaps the misconception that we may have that this is like a truly beautiful thing, and really identify some of the possible harms and be truthful about that. Be not try to rosy these conversations. I
like the part where you your partner's name, I forget.
Sherry
brought up about it being a coincidence or actually divine sort of connection, that it was International Women's Day and that the hens are being subjugated to forced reproductive.
Yeah, right. So that's in the hip lingo for that would be intersectionality, where we're combining two different justice movements, because we all have we're all on different levels of understanding based on our experience of certain justice elements. So when we can combine, some core elements of feminism with animal rights and animal liberation, because basically most of the exploitation is around the female reproductive system, if we think about, dairy and eggs. And so it's just kind of just be truthful with those conversations. Be like, yeah, this is a thing. This is International Women's Week, and we're talking about, keeping little feathered women in our backyard for their eggs and killing all the dudes.
Yeah. Same for cows and milk, like you're saying.
Yeah, right. So I think those conversations are really important. Where
I've never really thought about it like that.
Right. None of us do, because we have the storybook reality of where we're raised on, a cow says moo, a sheep says ba, and we never really get any deeper than that of the forced pregnancy. And I mean, they're mammals, just like you or I, Dave.
Well, it is. Yeah. It's funny though. Coming at it from animal friend, advocate, vegan,
absolutely,
sort of perspective. I can understand it, but I can't really. I'm not vegan, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a carnivore, but I'm omnivore. I probably eat a chicken every day, right?
Yeah.
But, I can understand the position, and I can actually. I just don't know if I don't follow it for sure.
Yeah, and that's totally fair, because the work we do on animal liberation is really against the dominant culture. It's against the status quo. It's not against individuals and consumers. It's about I think that's what any justice work is aiming for the dominant culture and really questioning the values there, and then giving the space to allow everyone to actually make their own decisions, not have culture make decisions for them. So it's about just being educated on what actually goes on, in these systems, and again, the intersectional work. So like seeing how one system of oppression mirrors another system of oppression, and how, if we're going to actually uplift and liberate any of us of whatever species, whatever nationality, any of those divisions of a boundary that we create, then like that kind of liberation has to be broad. And it has to be, like across everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I see it worldwide why the way we've industrialized our food inventory, food system. We've basically lined up all these good-natured, domesticated animals, and beings for our consumption. I can't really commit to. It's hard for me, for a person like me, to commit to it, because I know when it comes down to it, I don't want to be too friendly with that goat or chicken, because if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat it. Right? I just know that. Biologically, I'm going to eat that eventually.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else to eat. So it's kind of hard for me. It's almost... I call it sort of an honest sort of relationship.
Totally. Well, we all have a lifetime of, of conditioning and experiences. Like I grew up hunting. I have all of that perspective and carry with me, and then eventually, like we're on our paths and start to question it. Like I think we're all pretty good at like questioning the things we put in our mind, and then. And really closely related to that is questioning things we put in our mouth, really owning that, and making those choices and believing them for choices that we want to make, not because because the industrial system has found a way to exploit vulnerable persons and ship them to us in a cost-effective way, and we can participate in that. Just like the most averse.
I do agree that's off the rails the way what's happening out there, and the way we have our food systems and what we waste. It's the waste. It's the inhumane treatment of animals. I agree with that. But I'm hungry all the time. And I know that when it comes down to it, I'm eating that goat. I'm going to eat it.
And that's one of the beautiful aspects of doing our work with the sanctuary is having those immediate relationships with the friends there who live in sanctuary, because I think we can all consider ourselves slightly subversive, and we have these attributes, but it is like nothing on the spectrum of like some of the characters and individuals we live with.
No.
Turkey friends that, if they were inclined to, could totally kick my ass, like just completely destroy you. Like, so if they wanted to eat you, they would eat you. We have this mindset of like, all this docile and we're dominant, but it's so inverted. Like, the most subversive friends I know are like, goat friends and turkey friends. And
I have a vegan type joke in my routine I do for stand-up comedy now.
Cool.
Like there's a funny aspect of it, I guess, is when I'm done eating my chicken, I put the corpse outside for the squirrels.
Oh yeah.
And you wouldn't believe how much squirrels, red squirrels in particular, love chicken. Yeah, they're meat eaters. In fact, I've seen them going after deer carcasses and stuff. And
they're opportunists.
And they get vicious. They get more vicious the more the red meat they eat. I watch it. Like they almost get to be friendly at a certain time of year when I'm not feeding them.
Yeah.
But once I start feeding them meat, they start fighting amongst themselves, and it gets bloody.
Wow, as the metaphor.
Yeah.
For
kind of the world, really.
Yeah.
But why I fatten them up? I'm not a very good shot.
That's
the punchline, right? Yeah. Every spring I gotta reduce their numbers because they make too much of a mess in my sauna roof where they live.
Right.
So I prefer actually chipmunks. I'm a bit prejudiced that way. Chipmunks are very friendly and they're not carnivorous.
You eat the chipmunks?
No. Actually, I'm friends with chipmunks.
Okay. You eat the squirrels.
But the squirrels chase away the chipmunks.
Oh yeah.
I get along good with the chipmunks. But the red squirrels, they're mean. So I
that's
make
through
a decision
our
there.
lens that they're mean.
Pardon me?
But that's through our lens that they're mean. But that's interesting. So you see their kind of violence go up when they're eating meat compared to when they're.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We have.
I think it's their true nature coming out actually.
One of our neighbor friends who's like lives for hunting, one day was telling us that when he grew up, the black squirrels, he called them candy bar squirrels, and he was explaining that if you think about what they eat is nuts and berries. It's just like a candy bar. So Sherry, my partner, was like, have you actually ever eaten a real candy bar? Do you know what a candy bar tastes like? That's probably not like a squirrel.
Squirrels taste like chicken after a while.
I'm
just letting you know.
That's one man little recreating the cows eating cows food cycles. That
it gets pretty wild. There's another vegan joke I have. I'll share it with you.
Cool.
It's for the first time this year, because it's legal, I was growing pot.
Oh yeah.
Right? I got infested with aphids, whiteflies. I'm sure the spider mites were next. It was just terrible. It was just my buddies were telling me I got to reduce the pests before I harvest, because get the bugs out of the pot. But I started to think, well, the bugs are eating the pot. The bugs are full of pot. The bugs weigh a lot. That's a lot of mass.
Yeah.
So I just baked it, ground it, and you wouldn't even know. But now my cookies aren't vegan. There's so much protein in them.
That's in the legalization process, that's a whole nother industry that they haven't even considered yet. The THC
laden protein.
Yeah.
Like I could put some THC laden protein bars out and there'd be bugs. Basically. Where do insects and that protein fall in your category of animal friendliness?
Well, I mean, there's no biological need for us to eat any of that stuff. I mean, we live in a society where most of the diseases we have are from excess, and that includes excess protein and all that stuff. So, really from a biological element, there's no need to go down that path when we have so many beautiful things like lentils, and you can put THC in your lentils then, Dave. But yeah, as a vegan, I would not eat bugs intentionally, no. But I imagine it would happen. We grow a lot of our own food, and I don't wash it that too well. So with some lettuce, that may accidentally happen. But yeah.
Shaking your hand, you got a strong grip. You work on a farm, obviously.
We work in the land, and
you have no lack of strength. There is an argument there for being able to be strong and active and healthy without animal protein.
Totally, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, just look at those little squirrels eating the carcasses in your yard too.
Yeah.
They're probably more lethargic than their like swinging chipmunk cousins, and
mean and lazy. Yeah. Mean lazy. Now I know some people that would argue that that's not really a fact, that meat protein your body requires a certain way, and that the protein you're getting from other sources isn't the same, and you can't really, like my son's a university football player.
Oh yeah.
He'd have a hard time and I know that he's done a lot of research on it. And another buddy of mine, Dave Whitehead's a bodybuilder, and he's meat protein. He says is the only way to do it.
Well, if you look at meat protein, is essentially secondhand protein, because these are big, strong herbivores like cows who and get
or slow squirrels.
That's that get all of their nutrients from eating plant matter, and then humans consuming them is secondhand. So in any relationship of secondhand, there's going to be some element of loss. There's going to be some element of it's kind of, I don't know, maybe like astronauts drinking their own urine or something like that. It's it's not quite the same thing as water. Yeah. I was momentarily thinking, I'm like, what might reach Dave's son to like?